Alright guys, you're back on the Gentry Boys YouTube channel. I just got out of school and came over here and Timmy was working on the radiator on the Peep. So he said something about thermostats, so I don't know, but we'll go over there and talk to him about it. But I got everything done, put together, it looks amazing. There's one thing I did miss though, was when I put this side together, I need to loosen this clamp and put this hose up here instead of over here, because when you turn the wheel and everything, it's gonna get in here and all that. You know what I mean? But I need to get fixed that. That was basically the only thing that I didn't really get correct on. Got old Dan working shop. Yeah, old buddy. Yeah, look at him. Little stud pup.
I think that'll work.
But Timmy's got all the thermostats and everything out.
This is the deal, little homie. See right here? See that gasket? It fits. So these are your thermostats. Alright, when that motor gets 210 degrees, say the engine itself is 210 degrees, the coolant between the radiator and these thermostats,
yep,
which is what goes through the block, and on this truck it goes through the back of the block and the front of the block. Alright, well, if that ain't sealing right there, that coolant's just going to bypass the thermostat, which ain't helping much, but like Dad said, it's not going to be enough to really keep it from cooling.
Yeah.
But by the time that motor's 210 degrees, you know, that's pretty hot. When you're going up a hill, 210 degrees, that's already hot.
Pretty hot.
Yeah, so these don't even open until 210. That's when it sends the engine coolant. Well, it's already 210. You know, once that 210 coolant comes into the radiator with that other coolant,
yeah,
it's just going to keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So it really don't have a chance to cool off.
yeah.
And then your oil cooler, this right here, you need to clean it up really good. So this thing, like when I first started on this thing earlier,
Hey, Dan.
you couldn't even see through this.
Really?
Yeah, I mean now I've got it to where you kind of see through it, but this is where your coolant, this is your coolant passages right here, and then right here is where your oil runs through, and this thing cools your oil. This keeps your oil temperature from getting too high. It kind of keeps it with the engine. So that thing's really nasty. It needs cleaned out really good. Just take some diesel, and you could actually get a bucket of diesel.
I just let it sit in diesel for like 10 minutes.
Just let it sit in some diesel for a while,
Yeah.
and then take and blow it out and take some water and clean it out really good, inside and out, because this is where the oil goes. And I think if we do that, we'll be good. I really don't think you need to change the radiator at this time.
Yeah, that would be a lot easier than taking all the radiator out. Egg seat.
Yeah, so if you go, that's a new, I put that radiator in there a year ago, and that's a 5-core radiator. It shouldn't have no problem cooling that truck.
I'd try this first. Go with that. You'll know if it's going to cool or not quick.
Yeah, for sure.
And then,
I mean, it wasn't like it was overheating. It's just you gotta watch.
Well, I drove
I just don't like it
California.
running 210 all the time.
but the problem with when you're running out west and you got them big long hills is it was already at 210. And when I started climbing and the ET's getting up there high, you had to back down. You couldn't use the power.
Yeah.
You had to back down to keep it
Keep cool.
cool. Even though we get it cooled down, it's still going to heat up out there climbing them hills because of the big motor that's in it, but you can control it a little better.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Right here, when you even got a quarter mile up the hill, it was already
210.
it was already climbing up yonder where it's too hot. So
So it wants to run going down the road. This truck wants to run even with a fan on. It wants to stay at 210. Well, that's because
that's right. It's 210
right there, 210 thermostats. I thought it had 180s in it, but it don't. It's got 210s in it, and that right there explains everything to me. And I just have a stroke. I don't want the motor over 200. Period. I don't like that motor over 200 degrees. Cat can say whatever they want.
You can clean out the wheels.
Cat says that they want these motors to
Yeah,
run
I've heard
hot
that.
It's better for fuel efficiency, all kinds of crap. Well, I don't want my motor running that hot. If I gotta lose fuel mileage and my motor stays cooler and it lasts longer, then we're gonna do it. Screw the fuel mileage.
Let's get it.
That much.
I'll probably clean it out in this. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
We need to clean this out and put that purple power in it.
Oh yeah, we do need to go get that purple power.
I just got back from race week.
Oh, did you get it? Sweet.
I just got back from race week and I'm super tired. We didn't get in until 6 o'clock this morning.
6 o'clock.
And I figured I'd get this apart for you. That way you could actually get it done today.
I'll
And
get a head start.
That would be good if you don't have to pull that ring.
But
But you're gonna need one for that enough power.
that purple power,
Purple.
man,
I've
That's
got
not a lot of it,
contractors
is it?
coming in at the house, so I've got to go home. This is your baby now. Guys, remember what I said on my video. That hose that I want to change, if you don't change it, get on his butt.
but is that enough purple power for this?
Yeah, you can use diesel or purple power or whatever.
Yeah, purple power. And we're using purple power.
Yeah, but is that enough?
Yeah, that's full strength.
I know, but is it enough for the pump to pick up?
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
Next
Hang
thing
on,
I
we'll get
want
some
to
more.
do is I want to take one of these 55-gallon drums and put a hood stack on the burnout truck. Like, you know, like got a hole in the hood, put a 55-gallon drum and have the chute come out of the turbo into it.
On what?
On the burnout truck.
Oh yeah.
What you need to do is when you do that, you need to cut out like the lid. Just cut a little hole so you know there's a bunch of smoke. Because I seen, what was his name? What's his name? It was that big monster truck?
Whistling diesel.
Yeah, he did that, and then it wasn't really a lot of smoke. So I feel like if you put like
Yeah,
a little
that
cap
truck-
on top of it.
That thing up there smokes so much.
Oh yeah, that is true. He
That
put it
thing
on a
looks like a
little pickup
train.
truck. Yeah, that is true.
It's like a train smoking, but so I'm gonna do that, and I got a big, gigantic 117 millimeter billet turbo going on that thing.
I thought you put 81. Oh, on the
Burnout truck.
burnout truck.
So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do a lot of testing with that little Detroit and the burnout truck in the next week or two. So
That's
I'm gonna go
be
home. I'll see you guys later.
sweet. Alrighty. I'll go ahead and get started on this baby.
Get that straight.
That's just really bad. Let's get started. Alright guys, we're getting ready to take out all this kerosene or whatever the heck is in it. And we're going to be putting purple power in it. Because why not? Purple power is awesome. So we're going to put the cap back on it and I'm going to turn it on. And I'm just going to drain it in buckets. And
Nasty, dude.
we're going to do that.
Completely clean it out.
Do it.
You gonna completely clean it out?
Yeah, I'm going to.
I bet the bottom of this is so nasty.
This thing's probably 8 years old.
Dude, I probably rebuilt 25 motors in this thing.
I wouldn't
honestly.
doubt it.
Like every time I rebuild a motor, I just stick it in there. So
This thing's
yeah.
been here for at least since I was little, like 10 years old.
Because you've got to clean these motors. These motors have to be spotless. Whether the shop's clean or not, when you get done with that motor, it has to be spotless. And that's what gets you away from DOT. That's what makes your truck last. That's what makes you appreciate your truck and it lasts longer. That's why we're running 80-something model trucks that still look new.
Yeah.
So, I seen some people were talking about how dirty my Peterbilt was. We just literally took it camping and had 4 kids in it. And like usually that truck stays spotless.
This does stay pretty clean. I think everybody was talking about like drivers washing their trucks, the fleet. We need to work on that.
Well, it's been raining so much lately, and we usually, so the way we do our trucks is each driver gets 2 washes a month. So every 2 weeks we have them take them through the beacon. All right, if they don't take them through the beacon and they come in on the weekends and I go open up the door and it's nasty inside, they have to pay for the detailer to come out and clean the insides of it. Because we can't go out and just buy brand new trucks all the time. I'm not going to. Like
Yeah.
these old trucks are just fine. They work just fine. They run just fine. And they pass the competition like it's no problem. So as long as my drivers keep them clean, take care of them, we do our job here at the shop, and I do my job up there in the office, this company should run flawlessly.
It's going pretty good now.
We're what, 4 years in, 5 years in, we got 12 trucks, We've got every kind of different trailer you could possibly want.
Alright, guys, well,
Just call me, okay?
alright. Alright, guys, so what the plan is I am going to. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some rags, put it on these holes so nothing gets in it, put it in the turbo. And then what I'm going to do is Timmy's going to get the parts now for Timmy's going to the parts store now in Knoxville to get all the parts. So basically what I'm going to be doing on this video is cleaning everything up, get all the grease off, and repaint it yeller and
Go yeller.
make it look good.
Hey,
I'll
I'm going
burn
to get
in.
those injectors, so.
Alright.
Get in.
That's what I'm going to be doing. Alright, guys, while we wait for this to fill up, I'm going to go over here and grab some rags. I'll say there's about 4 holes. That should be enough. Can't wait to get my car running. It's gonna take forever, but I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Awesome. That's the water pump. Definitely don't want something there. I'll just take this. Yeah, there we go. Let's put it in a hole. There goes that. And that's not what I really have to worry about. All these gases, this gas is horrible. That's it. Horribly. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take this and clean it up, obviously. Clean that up, clean this one up, and super clean that, and clean the pipes and everything, make it look all good. And I might go ahead and clean all the other pipes. But like I said, basically all I'm doing today is cleaning all on this video. And my next video, Timmy should have the parts. Hopefully they have them in stock. I don't really know anything about getting parts. But hopefully they have them in stock, and if you know, if you do it all, it'll be awesome. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this sucker off. Unhook this hose, and usually there's 2 pins on the side of it. You just pull them out and it should just lift off. Alright guys, finally got this thing cleaned out. It's a heck of a lot better than it did. It's a lot better than it did.
Oh yeah. See it here?
Yeah, I don't think the heater works anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's make it work.
Flip it on and touch it.
It's on right there.
Yeah, but I don't think it's working. Yeah, it's not working.
It has to be above the line for it to work.
Well, that's probably why. That's not working. Right. Want to throw some purple powder in it? Alright guys, I got the water hose hooked up. We already filled the parts cleaner up with purple power. I was going to video it, but I just didn't have any free hands. So I got everything hooked up. Purple power. I was just spraying it on everything. You know, I'll let it soak. And then I'll get to cleaning it, and it's looking a lot better. Look, all that grease and grossness, all that. Right, some of that's paint from me. Look at that, pressure. Right there, that's pretty bad. Alright, now we're going to set the pressure washer up. Pressure washer. Well guys, this thing just quit on me, and guess what it is? I am dry as a bone. Look at that thing. Dry as a bone. Alright guys, so I'm going to go get some gas, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I got down with the one side. Oh, look at that. That looks so much better. Beautiful, classic. The oil pan looks a heck of a lot better. All that, it's a heck of a lot better. It's beautiful, amazing. Turn the fireball up. Turn the breather a little bit. There goes that side. Now I'm going to be moving over yonder to this little side right here. I have to be careful because pure and everything. But anyway, see all that dirt back? Hang on a second. There we go. Y'all see all that dirt back there? Look at that. That is just, you see it? It's a lot of dirt. And down there, hold on a second. On the side of it, yeah. Right here, dirt everywhere. There's a lot of grease right here. Time to clean that. This side I'm gonna completely clean and repaint the whole side like I did the other one. This side, I just clean, you know, all this stuff right here, but I'm gonna basically redo it, make it look better. But there's this side. Now I'm gonna start up the pressure washer and start in it. Alright guys, I just want to show you how good Purple Power is. Look at all that dirt just coming off the tire. Like, and that's just me from spraying it once. That is just awesome. Look at it and just roll off of it. I love Purple Power. And then look at this. Spray it on there and let it soak. Then when you go spray it off, literally 95% of everything comes off. And look at this. This is my favorite part. Like, you sit there and spray it, and look, it comes off immediately. Look at that. It's awesome. spray it on there and let it soak, and all the grease spots will come off. There's that. We're gonna start up the pressure washer and pressure washer down. Alright guys, I officially got done pressure washing, so this will probably be everything I do today. I got all the holes stopped up and everything. Everything looks really good. It's just rust right there, yeah. But everything looks really good, cleaned up. It actually blows my mind. It is actually really nice. But everything looks good on that side. And on this side, it looks even better. Front case looks a lot better. I cleaned up all this because I'm gonna spray paint it, re-spray paint it all. I'm actually gonna repaint the whole thing, like I'm gonna repaint the whole motor yellow again. Everything that was yellow, I'm gonna paint in yellow, pretty much. But everything looks good. There ain't a bunch of grease everywhere. So I cleaned that off really good. That's off. And then when I do grease it, I'm gonna grease it so it don't like spill everywhere, you know? I'm just gonna, that looks a lot better. Everything looks a lot better. And that'll probably be it for today's video. Alright guys, you are back. Yesterday we cleaned everything up, pressure washed it, and made it look really good. It looks amazing. Everything's all clean and nice. And Timmy just got back with some paint. I'm going to spray paint the motor. We got some seals in here and some new thermostats. I think it's 180 thermostats instead of 210. Because he wants to keep the motor running cool and everything. Yeah, these are pretty sure 180s. Yeah, we got some new thermostats. I'm going to dump all this out right here. Alright, we got some thermostats. New thermostats. We got new gaskets. All the new gaskets and everything. Everything I need. Like I said, I'm going to be painting this. So what I'll probably be doing. So actually, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw a layer of paint on it. And then after that, I am going to prep the these little things right here, and while the first layer dries, I'm going to knock these seals out. The way to tell if these things are bad is see how they're like kind of swelled down. They're actually supposed to be like that. See how they're swelled out? These, they're pretty much like straight down. I don't know if you can really tell. Yeah. Anyway, that's what we're going to do next, and we're going to change all the seals, make sure everything's clean and it'll seal correctly, like on this one. I'm going to scrape that gasket off, and I'm going to get a buffer, and I'm going to buff all this down. Because you definitely want it to seal correctly, because you do not want to take it back apart. Well, I don't at least. And with this thing over yonder, I'm going to buff this down. Buff it down. And then change this gasket right here. And I think it's the only thing I have to do. There's 2 gaskets to go right here too, I'm pretty sure. But we're gonna put it together and let's get it. Alright guys, I got a piece of cardboard so I did not get it on the valve covers. Not the best thing to use, but it works. Here we go guys, there's the first layer. Got it on the old thing a little bit, but that don't really matter. But I think it looks really good. Looks a heck of a lot better than it did. I mean, it's good as it's gonna get with spray paint, honestly. But it looks a lot better, I think so. It's a heck of a lot better. But there's this side, I'm gonna let it dry, and I'm gonna go ahead and knock them little seals out for the water pump or whatever, and that's it. Alright guys, I already got the new seals in. Getting ready to spray paint this and put a new seal on down here. And I'm going to get a buffer, or that's what I call it. And then I'm going to buff these parts right here so it can be nice, clean, and shiny before I put it back on. And then I will get ready to put everything back together. Oh yeah, and this side should be dry. It looks pretty good. It looks really good. I figured I'd mix it up a little bit, you know, do a little black and yellow. Get it? Black and yellow. Ah, snap. Crack myself up. There's that side. That side looks great. I'm gonna go over here and spray paint this side real quick so I can go ahead and have that done and out of the way. I'm gonna get the buffer and buff these things out. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off right here. There she is. Solid one. Alright guys, we got them all buffed down. Looks a lot better than it did. Alright guys, scrape that gasket off. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this paint dry completely before I mess with anything, because then it's just gonna get really gross and like it is already. So I'm just gonna wait for the paint to dry. I'm gonna turn the fan on, maybe it'll dry off a lot faster, and then I'm gonna start putting everything together. Oh yeah, and there was a hose that I seen that I didn't really like. Had to go get a new one right before Napa closed, because I was looking over, making sure I had everything to fix it when Timmy dropped off all these parts. So I was looking around, and that little silicone hose, like, me and Dad, we hate silicone hoses. Like these hoses right here, they are just completely trash. Like, I will never do anything with these. They're horrible. I always have issues with them. So look, here's another one. But I really do not like them, so I changed that because it looked like a really difficult spot to be in. So figured I'd get a new hose and replace it. But other than that, I'm gonna wait for the paint to dry, and then I'm gonna start putting it all back together. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that together right over there. I didn't take this apart, so I guess these are the hot and the ground, and I gotta figure out, find the plug. I don't really know where it's at. That might have something to do with it, maybe. Oh no, that's definitely. I gotta find the plug. Gotta figure out where it is. It's be somewhere. I don't know, but I gotta figure out where it is, and that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be taking this, putting it together. Fan just about dried it all. It's almost dry. I'll say give it about 5 more minutes, and everything will be great. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the thermostats inside of this. Actually, before I do that, I need to make sure these things right here are really clean. You definitely don't want it to leak again. Make sure to scrape all that junk off. Just double checking, yeah, so that any kind of dirt in there, you definitely don't want. There we go, looks a lot better. Now I'm going to spray paint all, or not spray paint it. Put this in front of the fan. Alright guys, so now we're going to put the thermostats in. Make sure they are good and clean. Alright. Now see, that feels a lot better going in. Yeah, see how tight that was? The other one you could just pull out and not even a big deal. These, push in there. Oh yeah, perfect. I like that a lot better. So now we'll take this gasket, put it right between there, and then I'll put this sucker on. Just kind of even. All right, now I can put the bolts through. I put it on the wrong way. Hang on a second. There we go. Now that's a lot better. All right. Now we're going to tighten all these up. This one goes all the way through. Like I said, I don't really know where it goes what. I ain't the one that took it apart, so I'm kind of just figuring it out as I go on. That one's gonna be a long bolt. Wait, no, it ain't. Now that one's gonna be a long one, and this one's gonna be a long one. Perfect. That should be everything for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these things up right here real quick. Alright, it's snug. I'm gonna wait until I put it on, torque them down, or, get them fairly tight. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this and slide her on. I'm gonna get the other gasket real quick. Here's the new gasket that goes on the block, whatever. So this should just go straight on. I think I have some Permatex. I'm gonna Permatex it a little bit, just to hold the gasket there. Gonna take all these out. Flip it over, and I'm just going to Permatex the gasket so the gasket will stay there when I put it on. All right, got some this gasket stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on here. I think it'll be better right here. Put a little bit on it, not much. It'll all work out. Alright, so now we're gonna place this gasket on. There we go, the gasket is on that. Now I'm going to set it on the block and hold it down. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to put it on. If you guys want to know what my phone stand is, let me tell y'all, it's the best thing ever. You got a big old ladder, right? And you got this sucker, you know, I put my phone in right here pointing towards what I'm doing. Look, let me tell you, you can change the views on this sucker. You can go all the way up here. You can face the camera down, or let me tell you, you can go way down here and then point her upward. Let me tell you, it's the best invention that's ever been done. It's right here. This is a that little stand is from a boat trailer. Usually the axle, like this right here, slides on the bar, and the axle, you know, sits right here, and they strap it down, or they put carpet over it so don't scratch it. But that right there is my phone stand. It's been the phone stand for the past, I guess, ever since I started this video, honestly, for this truck. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started and put this thing on. Let's get to it. There she is. I need to figure out where this plug is before I do anything. I'll figure it out. That. These clamps are hooked down, those clamps. Like I said, I do not know which wire is hot and the ground, so I'm going to wait for that tomorrow. This hose right here goes over yonder. Pull her out there like this. Yeah, that's a little better. Can't take all over it. Then right there. Oh, is that a lot better? Seems to be better. And these are tight, those are tight. Everything's done on this except these wires and that hose on top. I'm going to be repainting it, so I need to take this back off. Forgot about that. That part. Alright, got the new seals for, I think what it's for the oil passes, I'm not really sure. But got the seals for it and clean it out. That. There's two more O-rings. This is what it looks like with the new O-rings. There's one right there, and then there's one, and then there's three right here. I'll put it all together, and there's one more gasket that goes right here. I'll pull that rag out, put it in there, and put the bolts in it, and then put this thing together, and she'll be all done. Like I said, I've said this several times, but just reminding myself, these things right here, I do not know which one's hot or ground, and I don't want to mess anything up, so I'm just going to wait for that. They hook up right back there, that little post, and that'll be done, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and hook that up. Alright guys, a couple hours later, maybe just a little couple hours, but I have a problem with this thing. It does not want to go on at all. Let me tell you, this is the most irritating thing ever. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pack everything up, get ready to leave, and then come back and finish it in the morning. So this has got to slide in, that's got to slide in back there, and there's two bolts that go on it down there, and it's got a slide over here, and then it's got this metal freaking gasket in there that cannot stay in there. Then I can't get the bolts threaded in. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm gonna pack everything in, to pack everything up. Basically, everything is hooked up and ready to go besides that, and that hot and ground. But that'll be it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys, I got everything done. Everything is painted. Looks good. Got all the breather tubes on. Everything's plugged up. Those little things up there. The water hose is on, whatever you call it. Everything's painted all the way down to the oil pan. Looks great. I double checked the hubs, make sure they had the correct amount of grease in them. This side looks great. Everything's good and done. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up with antifreeze, and we're gonna start her up and do it for her first drive.
Come on, guys, I gotta put a hood stack on.
Ready to start it? Just finish filling it up with antifreeze. See if got it topped off with antifreeze. Everything's done and painted. It looks great. I changed all the brake pads. This thing looks great now. It is beautiful. But that'll be it for today, or that'll be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and have a great day.